You know what? This is what you gain. The Stanley Parable 3, The Danger of Taxes. So, yes, we're gonna get this ended again. Epilogue. Many, many years later. Crossing the desert, hoping to find any hope of civilization, or maybe something for longing, something that we never seen before. What shall we find? Only time will tell as I walk across this endless, vast stretch of land. With nothing to be except random office chairs and a nice lit fire, I would like to stay here and just watch it. Maybe contemplate on why I'm doing this. Instead, I must continue onward and find the deserted land. Or at least some freaking thing. I don't know. What is the place doing that? Like, why are we going in the desert? What is the point of this? There's no. And I cross this freaking storm. It slows my movement, and this random office chair is all over the place. Why, I don't know, but I will not stop my journey, for I must continue onward in hopes of finding my ambitions. God, that sounds so corny. Why am I still running there? Darkness spreads across the land, but I continue to walk, wandering for days, maybe weeks, I don't know. Hopefully one day to find what I need. To the glorious golden sun. Ah, look at this. A destroyed building. About to see this epilogue. Oh, look, it's the freaking building with the memory lane. The Stanley Parable 2. Except everything now is destroyed. Broken even. Whoop. So I'm guessing we came back. Well, you know, we'll find out. Revealed the Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teemed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about the enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1? Like the adventure line, instead we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this version feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reply from Blank. Alright, let's go. Oh, is that another review? What is wrong with this game? I'm gonna hit these buttons though. I see a button, I'm gonna hit. Button. Jim. Bob. Anyway. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made the plans to build the property into an entire franchise. But a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been farther from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to reserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop insulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Psst. What are these reviews? Jim. How do I push those buttons? Hey, guess what? We're gonna get nothing because I already collected it. Haha, you've been tricked. And there's nothing here. What is this? Thank you for enjoying the new content. Boop. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that's what the narrator's problem was. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard, in fact. Let me show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 4. I had to do this again. I'm sorry. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. So let's see. It's either me or the punch hole. It's either me or the punch hole. The Stanley Parable 4. It's either me or the punch hole. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick up a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end, and nothing in the game itself will change when you do this. See? Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It should just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I wanted you to have a say as well. Let's do it. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never ever found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me, so let's fix it. Alright, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're gonna keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Forever 12. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Thank you. Now please enjoy the Stanley Parable. And now you're playing the Stanley Parable 4. It's either me or the punch hole. I wonder how many times I should be doing this. I could make this into a whole thing, just a bunch of punch. You know what? Let's see. Let's try to get a few more into this. Let's see how much it changed. I'm using the screen. There's nothing that goes as hard as this screen. And that right there will be the end of the epilogue. Yeah, I guess it could keep going. I don't know how often people are gonna do this, but there you go. Well, with that said, yes, that'll be the end of this video. I'll probably have more Stanley Parable videos coming up soon. But until then, ciao.